I can remember the first time one of my friends came out to me, and it was when I was in college, and I grew up in Pennsylvania as an LDS girl in a faithful family, and I'm a faithful member of the Latter-day Saint Church. And when I went to college, I went to a non-Mormon school. I didn't go to BYU, and my friend Chris, that I had done lots of choral festivals with, sat me down one day in a coffee shop and said, "You know I'm gay, right?" And I actually didn't know he was gay. I had a huge crush on him, which kind of encapsulates my entire existence. But I remember having this moment of what am I going to do with this? As a Latter-day Saint, like, what do I do with this love that I have for my friend and this piece of information that felt like it was incongruent with what I believe? And how could I rectify those two things in my mind? And I really struggled with it. I would say it was probably, I remember in that initial conversation that I felt conflicted, and then I probably spent about a week thinking about it. Well, would I care about him but not let him talk about his life? Would I completely shut him out? Would I tell him that I really respect your choice, but I can't talk about anything that has to do with gayness? I couldn't do it. And somewhere in there, I think I realized, like, it doesn't have to be that difficult. I don't have to make such a big deal out of this. This is who he is. And he's obviously not conflicted about it anymore. At least he wasn't to me. And he's just my friend. And that's the most important thing that I could do, is continue to be his friend and deal with my own cognitive dissonance about being a member of the church and how we perceived it at the time as time went on. And it was through that first experience and that first moment of not being able to figure out what I'm supposed to do with this that I realized that for me as a Latter-day Saint, coming to terms with things that don't always make sense in my religion or in my interactions with other people, that it's a process, and that I'm allowed to have that process. I'm allowed to not know all the time what to do in a situation, and I'm allowed to live in the gray. I have to, actually, in order to be faithful. I have to believe what I believe and know the things I know and question the things that I question. And in the end, if I choose empathy, if I choose the path of love and understanding, then I will come out on the right side of history, whatever that might be. And so that's the thing that's guiding me in my life right now. I don't have all the answers, and there are moments in time when I worry that I'm not thinking about things correctly. I love the gospel of Jesus Christ. I love the Book of Mormon. I love the prophet Joseph Smith. I love these things, and it's important to me that I'm faithful, and that I also am authentic, and that I treat others with love and honesty as well, and that I allow that process to work in me, that I give it space and time, and keep an open mind in all things, because then I'll be a true Mormon. Yeah, and I guess that's the most important thing for me. I honestly, just today was talking to a friend about how I still don't know how I feel about gay marriage. Like, I have so many good, dear, loving friends who are gay and in relationships, same-sex relationships. Some who are married, some who aren't, and some who are Mormon, some who aren't. But it's hard for me to not know how I feel about it, to not be able to honestly say that I support gay marriage for my friends who are gay, but also it doesn't feel right to say I don't support it all the way, you know? And so that conflict inside, that internal conflict, makes it sometimes painful. And I worry that I'm not, I just want to be right. And I have to be okay with not knowing what right is right now. And I think the other thing that I think that's really interesting about this is I know I'm not alone in the way that I think and feel, in the questions that I'm asking, and the way that I'm choosing to live my life as a faithful Latter-day Saint. I know a lot of people who are really sure that they're right on one side, or really sure that they're right on the other. But my moderation I shouldn't perceive my moderation, and I hope no one else will perceive my moderation as fence sitting. I'm not sitting on a fence. I'm just still gathering information, if that makes any sense. And I love. And in my loving and in my desire to be Christ-like, I'm choosing that side. I'm not on the fence. I'm on the side with Christ, whatever that looks like.